and the music was gone now. But it's me, Anna Kasparian, Emma Vigeland, who's never in the TYT studio, but you're here today, so I'm super excited.
This is my first program with Emma, right?
Yeah, I think so.
On set.
Yeah.
No way, on set?
Yeah.
Program.
Like Pilgrim?
Show.
Sure.
Anyway, so let's just get the typical things that Cenk says at the top of Old School out of the way. Old School, sponsored by TYT, Shop TYT. No one here is wearing Shop TYT paraphernalia or anything like that.
Nope.
But that's okay.
I got the FDR shirt, which I like, but I tried to wear it out of the house. I couldn't do it.
Shirts with logos, it's rough.
Yeah, it's rough.
It is rough.
I mean, unless it's in your case, unless it says Mets. Like I think
Giants or
right,
whatever.
Right. Like it's okay if it's
like a sports team.
Right, but otherwise it just feels weird.
But even girls, like the female cut, it's hard to find like women's t-shirts.
You know who does that? What's her name? Literally, what's her name? Alyssa Milano. Her line of clothing is sort of women's baseball and hockey and football jerseys.
And she's a Giants fan, so she does Giant stuff. But I feel like it's almost like really hard to make it feminine, but also not too kitschy.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Like it still has to have the logo look like the team, make it seem like you're not trying too hard. There's too much glitter on it sometimes. I'm like, I don't know. It's a tough balance.
I have twice in the last, what is that? That would have been our second day there, so Friday, and what's today? Tuesday, twice in the last 10 days, asked a person who runs a store if the jacket that is made for women looks okay on me. For me just to get this one, because the sizing just worked out better. There's like the women's large, that sort of fit me, and the men's medium was too big.
So there was an episode in The Office, one of the best shows of all time, where he's wearing Michael Scott, the main character, played by Steve Carell, is wearing a women's suit.
Yeah.
Because it fit him better.
Right, it fit him better, but it didn't.
No, he got it. Oh, you've seen it.
No,
so he got it out of the bin, and he called it his power suit.
Right.
I love it. It's so good. And
my controversial opinion is that 30 Rock's better than The
super
Office.
Controversial. I
agree. But again, it's a little like. It's a little.
They're both phenomenal.
They're both great, right? They're both top tier sitcoms. So.
But I feel the need to counteract it because no one appreciates 30 Rock in the same way that they appreciate
30
The
Rock
Office.
was. I mean, the line whenever somebody says anything about money mismanagement that Jack Donaghy, Alec Baldwin said to Tina Fey. He's like, well, buy a, are you in the market? Because, and she's like, I have $11,000 in a checking account, and he goes.
What are you, an immigrant?
Exactly.
Sorry.
What are you? No, that's it exactly. What are you, an immigrant? So, right.
Yeah, I mean,
it's so brutal and so funny. At least it was then. Now, of course, it's horrible. So then today I was in the Gap because I actually bought a pair of khakis. They're not real like khakis. They're just tan pants.
They're khakis.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
They're
Are
khakis.
they pleated?
No. So they're.
Are they pleated, essay?
No. Right. No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't make that. I mean, I did make that mistake, but I don't like khakis because as soon as I put khakis on, I feel like a young Republican. But these somehow don't feel that way. I also have glasses. I have these tortoiseshell glasses that I like wearing, but only when I have scruff. If I've shaved and wear the tortoiseshell glasses, I'm like, well, I'll be back. Ben Shapiro and I are having dinner, and then maybe we're going to go bowling.
You might be the only guy. I'm sorry, I'm throwing guys under the bus.
Who thinks about this?
Who thinks about?
Yeah.
Like you are one of the best dressed men
well, thanks, very
at
nice.
TYT.
Not tonight, but thank you.
Yeah, you put yourself together very well.
I care about it, but anyway, and I like not fancily, but I just sort of. But anyway, so I was at the Gap. So I haven't had a jean jacket in years because I wear jeans every day, and so you can have a black jean jacket, but you can't have a jean jacket with blue jeans.
Unless it's like the early 2000s and you're doing like a Justin Timberlake, Britney Spears thing.
Right.
I mean, that
then
really
you
worked
need a
for them.
jean shirt too.
Right.
So please.
So I was in the Gap today because I was wearing these pants, and they're kind of slim, and they're okay. Like my wife signed off on them, and I can tell and they look kind of summery, so I'm a little into it, and I'm like, I'm gonna get a jean jacket just for these pants. And then I get when I bring up legislation, she runs it through. She goes, "Yeah, you know, this is a women's jacket." And I was like, "All right, but how does it look?"
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's all about the fit, right? And
yeah.
I think the trick with jean jackets, and this goes for men and women, is it slim fit, right? Like it's gotta.
If the one I
be-
threw out like 5 years ago, it was like I was
Boxy.
swimming in it.
I,
you know?
I wear a jean jacket from the Gap all the time. I've worn it on the show, and it cuffs here, and so it cuffs at the sleeves, like slim, like it's bigger here, but you can tell it's cut like this, and it's cut right here.
And this one wasn't. It didn't. This one I think was oversized. But anyway, the guy who worked there, he was like, "Dude, that's unisex," which somehow made it worse. Like because, but anyway, it didn't.
definitely doesn't.
It didn't hug in. The word unisex makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you prefer gender non-conforming?
Yeah. The guy had said it's a gender non-conforming jacket. Unisex just seems like it does. It feels dirty. It's like a word that I thought, like I mean,
It sounds dirty.
Right. When I first heard it when I was 11 in
'cause it says
1978,
sex in it.
I was
Why
like,
are we
"Ooh,
overthinking it?"
Unisex.
Yeah.
But it seemed like it was like self-pleasure. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
I think I'm okay though. Anyway, I didn't buy anything.
okay. Well, the Gap's underrated. They
Gap is
actually have good stuff.
You guys are so white.
Also, by the way, no, I
Such
just
a
forgot.
white
I
conversation.
didn't. Oh my god.
I say that, by the way, because there was a Gap right by my apartment, and it was like the closest store to me. So like that's my fashion sense, but it just closed down, so I'm gonna have to.
But to me, the
figure
Gap,
something out.
I think you're right. The Gap is underrated. It also, as I was in there, I'm like, people who get all their clothing from here, it's not cool, right? But people who get some clothing from here and get their T-shirts, whatever, it is underrated because it's so looked down upon. It is the shopping equivalent. By the way, I did buy the jacket. I just remembered I went home because there's a 45% off sale if you do it online. So
I love sales online.
an $85 jacket was $45.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Right.
So the Gap is kind of like J. Crew, but it's just a lot cheaper.
That's right. That's right. Well, who said what?
What are they talking about?
Sorry. I'm really white. I really
Who
am.
said what are they talking about?
This is we do have the widest panel of all time.
Was it Ja'Cory?
I think it was Ja'Cory. It was so loud that like I could hear it through the glass.
What did he say?
It's like all I heard was, "What are they talking about?" That's what I heard.
Ja'Cory, I'm looking at him. That's like a white Old Navy T-shirt you're wearing.
Actually, Ja'Cory, you do dress very white.
No,
like
show it.
he
Ja'Cory needs
dresses
to
like
show his
Haas.
pants.
Let's keep it real,
He's
Ja'Cory.
standing.
You dress like Haas, like a white
Pants are
hipster.
flared at the bottom, and
All right.
they're like
Right,
wide leg.
Cassie, our wonderful editor and also amazing photographer, just nodded her head. You dress
Well,
like
Haas
Hassan.
peacocks, and that's unattractive, right? Well, it's too much.
So
Haas peacocks?
Well, like it's like I mean I feel like at some point you're into it, but it's like too much.
the
color.
Gap is the shopping.
But I don't think Ja'Cory does that.
No, definitely not. I mean, I haven't seen Ja'Cory post any gym pictures of himself on Instagram
No,
or videos.
peacocks is like dressing like the most colorful way
Yeah.
that you possibly can, or like the most eccentric way possible, even without like a coherent fashion
right,
identity behind
just
it.
to be like
just
look,
to be noticed.
right, just
Look
to
at
be
me.
just.
Yeah.
I think the Gap is the shopping equivalent of Olive Garden, which everybody loves to roll their eyes at. But every time anybody goes, you're like, well, that was delicious.
It was.
Yeah, that's right.
So
yeah.
I
yeah.
had never been to an Olive Garden ever in my life until the year was 2015. Yeah. So
We all remember our first Olive Garden.
It's like O-Day, like D-Day, except just with Olive Garden. I mean, this is the second time I made that joke
OG
today.
Day.
Except with F
Olive
Day.
Garden, the original OG, by the way. Okay, continue.
So it's not that I looked down on Olive Garden. Growing up, my family couldn't afford to eat out, so we never ate out. And then when I got old enough to eat out, I just liked to eat at different places, but never
Like a big
Olive
chain
Garden.
restaurant,
Just never
right,
ended
yeah.
up at an Olive Garden. So then Christian loves Olive Garden.
Of course, that's why I already knew. I mean, that's one of the reasons why instinctively I just know Christian and I would
He
be
gets
friends.
it. He gets it.
Right, yeah.
So one day during a lunch break, he's like, "There's an Olive Garden right there. Let's go get Olive Garden."
I've never seen an Olive Garden
Yeah.
and not said something exactly like that.
Yeah.
Oh well, I don't care if we're hungry. I don't care when we're eating, but it's happening right there.
Breadsticks,
Right.
that's it.
No, the breadsticks.
I don't even eat the breadsticks.
Oh, they're so good, Ben. Okay.
Why?
they're-
Why do you not eat the breadsticks?
Because I want
Sorry.
so much of that salad.
That's salad.
Which they put in something that like they put in a crisper.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
it's like
yeah.
every bite is like,
I know
It's
exactly
so
what you
good.
mean.
You can tell it's a
Yes.
good salad when it's crispy.
Yeah, that's right. That's
when
right.
the leaves are crispy, it's nutritious.
They're not fried. It's just they've been chilled to this
Yes.
maximum crunchiness.
And that vinegary dressing.
it's fantastic,
It's
yeah.
so good. I got so full on the salad and
What
breadsticks.
type-
That's
what
all you
type
need.
of-
So I
lettuce
just do
is
the
it?
soup. They have a
I think
pasta.
it might be iceberg.
Then I'm out. Then
No.
why are you even eating it?
No, but like it's
There's some other stuff in there, but it's really good.
It's so good.
But
It's so good.
but I get the pasta fagioli, which has hamburger meat in it, which is it's so good. So I just eat the soup and the salad. And then occasionally I get a pasta, but it always seems like, what's the point of this? I could have,
Right.
you could spend $8.99 and just keep eating salad and pasta fagioli. So the breadsticks sort of, it's not like I've had them, but they get in the way of that enjoyment of those two things.
I would rather have hot bread than breadsticks, if I'm being fully honest. Like hot, like
But they're
soft
hot.
bread.
The breadsticks
Soft
are hot.
breadsticks.
Yeah.
No, but they're still like a little crisp. I like the softer element of the
Yeah.
bread more than
interesting.
that. But I mean, I still like the breadsticks. Please don't mind.
All right.
I still like the breadsticks.
Yeah.
Please.
So this is going to be your only old school, and
You're banned.
that's right. Yeah.
I'll walk out now.
I'm beta testing the high pony today, and I wanted to know what you guys think.
Beta.
Oh, we done talking about food? That's it?
Just
That's
for a
the end?
second,
All right,
just
all
for a
right.
second. I just wanted, cause like I like high ponies. I think they're super cute, but they scream 80s.
What do you think the over/under is on the number of seconds it took me to figure out what high ponies is?
You didn't realize it until I touched my hair.
That's right.
And
That's
did this.
exactly right.
Yeah,
That's
I
exactly
actually
right.
purposely did that because I'm like, he has no idea.
I was like, high ponies. That's a restaurant. All right. Okay. Cool. And then it
Are we still
sounds
talking
fun.
about food? Anyway,
No, it looks great. I don't know. You know, I have one hairstyle, so.
yeah, I mean, like I actually haven't noticed. How
What's
many
a
different
what's a
hairstyles you have.
standard pony?
I don't
Like,
even
where
think
does
it's
it
that
go?
high. I mean, it is atop your head.
Yeah.
It is a top.
definitely.
You're showing up a top. So a standard
Yeah.
pony would be more.
Probably like more in the middle of your head.
Is there a
like
low pony?
a little pony?
A low
yeah.
pony.
Yeah, but those
Yeah.
are frowned upon.
All right. Well, sure. Obviously. Of course.
All right, sorry, I killed the conversation with my ponytail talk.
No,
This
it's
is-
okay.
That's the nature, as you know.
It is the nature.
of old school. That's
By the
old
way,
school.
I do want to note one thing about last week's old school. So I was stuck on a phone call when the show started. I watch old school live. Like I don't want anyone bothering me. Usually I'm in the car when it starts. And as you know, old school, you never know exactly when it starts because it's like.
So you like are so into it that you stream it with your data on your phone in the car.
Yes. I stream it. I have
That's a
unlimited
choice.
data, so
Yeah.
there's
Oh,
that.
okay.
But I was stuck on a phone call, and it was a work-related call. It was important, but I was super annoyed, and I didn't catch the very beginning of old school where you guys talked about the word that I coined, which was savorer.
Savorer.
Yeah.
Oh, one who savors.
Yes,
Yeah.
one who
Yeah.
is like maximum savorer.
Like,
someone who-
look at this
Yeah.
weather. You don't get better weather than right now.
Yeah.
Is this just jank?
It's Cenk.
Yeah.
Cenk is the world's top savorer.
He's the top saver, and I just wanted to make a point about it because you know Cenk, and Cenk like it sounds like savior, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when I coined it and I called him the savorer, he was just like, "Oh, I love that!" And the fact
And
that
he
remembered it,
savored the
really
coining of
took it
savorer?
in. Yeah, he
Yeah, that's
really
right. That's
took
what
it
we talked about last week. That
Yeah,
he
it
was the
was-
savorer. I mean, he wrote. Do you guys? I mean, Anna knows. I'm curious whether. I mean, he wrote a whole. He savored a day in Jersey so much he wrote a poem about it.
I've heard about this.
Called Hope.
First of all, I'm from Jersey.
Is that blue icy?
I've heard about
Yeah.
this. Yeah. So
It is
where
so
in
bad.
Jersey was he?
It was so
He was probably in East Brunswick.
So he's in East Brunswick and wrote a poem about it?
Yeah, it was so nice.
So
Hope.
sweet.
Hope.
Was he?
And the first
he at
line
the Rutgers?
is that blue
I
icy?
see? Yeah. He. Where in Jersey are you from?
I'm from Montclair, Glenridge.
My wife is from Hohokus.
Oh, yeah, I know Hoboken.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's, Jersey's underrated. I know people.
Jersey
don't
is
like it.
Jersey is underrated. It's
Yeah.
also then instantly overrated by the people from Jersey.
Who say that it's
Right,
underrated?
right,
Like
exactly.
myself.
Like
yeah.
nobody is like, you can't leave it at the Gap or Olive Garden. Like I don't make a case that Olive Garden is great.
gourmet.
I'm just saying it's fun and you're always satisfied, and the people who don't like it are dicks.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
And that's sort of true of Jersey, but as soon as people are like, oh, Jersey #1, like, hey, number 22 tops.
That's blasphemous.
Yeah.
That is blasphemous.
Okay,
Too
so
much.
all right,
Well, you're
fine.
in the
We could
top
rank.
half.
We could rank the states. All right, we got California.
Hold on, before let me ask
in
you
the
this,
top 10.
because that could take an hour, but I'm all for it. I would like
ranking.
to commission an old school poll of just where all people do. I have a fantasy poll. We survey a significant 1,500 Americans, and the only poll question is, other than the state you're in, name a state. Just name a state, and what state finishes last?
I've been to North Dakota, so North
I don't
Dakota.
think any of the small quirky states finish last because people will be like North Dakota, South Dakota, and anything that's a north
But
or
they may have
south.
not been there.
Oh no, not you don't have to been there. It's just name it.
Oh.
Just like say a state, like California. Okay, thanks for participating in our poll. Montana, thanks for participating in our poll. That's the only poll question.
Wait. What's the question again?
Name a state.
Just name a state.
Just name a state.
Oh.
Like in when.
We should ask Trump. See
Right.
what
Totally, yeah, that's right.
I
Grenada.
know all the states.
I know all the
Detroit.
states. Detroit, that's right. Baltimore. But speaking of Baltimore, I believe that Maryland would finish last. That it is not.
Rhode Island?
Again, it has two names and it's known to be small, and it's in New England. It has a region.
Like something that's like more.
Maryland has a region. Do you know the region of the Maryland, Virginia, and Delaware? Do you know what that's referred to as?
I don't know.
Of course, no one knows. Delmarva.
Oh, well.
Right.
You know, I
I've
like
never heard
Maryland.
that in my life.
I'm not knocking Maryland. I'm from Maryland, but it would finish last.
Oh, you're from Maryland?
Yeah, I mean I'm from D.C., but I was
count.
born in D.C. But yeah, Maryland is not. It doesn't come to mind as a place.
Christian used to play independent ball in Maryland. He played for the Blue Crabs.
In
Where?
Baltimore?
I
Bowie?
don't know actually.
It wouldn't
He
be
always just
probably in
says,
Baltimore.
"I played independent ball in Maryland." Blue Crabs."
Hagerstown?
No idea. I have no idea. I couldn't tell you for
Frederick?
a second. But they did. He dated a hot girl there.
No, he didn't. She wasn't from there.
She didn't exist.
Yeah.
No, she was gorgeous, and she was from there.
No,
and
inconceivable.
when
She's
we
not
first
there.
started
She-
dating,
she
and I was like
moved.
cyber stalking him, I saw pictures of her. They were at a clam bake or something like that.
Nothing you do in
Well,
Maryland.
so
Yeah.
so my best friend from high school went to Johns Hopkins, and my boyfriend from high school, who I like tried to make it work long distance. I mean, hilarious. Went to Loyola, Maryland, and so I would go down to Baltimore all the time to visit him, visit her, and stuff. And one of my top 5 favorite cities in the entire United States, I decided, even
Is
with all
Baltimore?
my travels. Yeah, I mean, I know that it gets a bum rap, but I really do love just like the small specific culture there, and I love taking the crabs with the hammer and then eating them like that, and then
Yeah.
you can throw them into the water. It's a fun city.
I spent a lot of time in Baltimore because that's the closest place that baseball was growing up because there was no team in D.C. So the first 50 games I saw were at Memorial
Orioles,
Stadium in
yeah.
Baltimore, seeing the Orioles. I hated the O's. You know, you want to take Reisterstown Road on down to the ocean. It's a great accent. And
In 30 Rock, they do a really
Oh
funny
yeah.
Maryland accent.
No. It's a really good accent. Yeah. So the key is right. You take Reisterstown Road to see the O's. I don't understand the O's. How come when Cal Ripken was the manager, his kids got to play for the team, but like when Frank Robinson was managing the O's, his kids didn't get to play.
Okay, we got it.
Yeah. So I go to Memorial Stadium, and every time where we'd park and we'd walk then like the last 4 blocks to the stadium, there was a strip club that you would pass. And the strip club had a sign. It's my favorite sign ever outside a strip club. It said, "Girls, girls." Like, it didn't, like they ran out of money. No, it's gotta be girls, girls, girls. It can't be girls, girls. Yeah. That's one reason why I love Baltimore. Yeah, and The Wire.
I don't think I've ever been. I haven't.
Am
been
I
to
overrating
Baltimore.
Baltimore?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, top 5 city, that's crazy. But it's okay to love Baltimore.
Well, then, what are your top 5 cities?
I mean, Chicago, Los Angeles, Washington D.C., Miami, Boston.
Where you're from?
But I mean,
If you
DC
can
is a
live
great.
anywhere, right? Like you don't have to work another day in your life.
In the United
You have
States,
all
or-
the freedom in the world. You get to move wherever you want. Money is not an issue. Where would you live?
Anywhere in the world?
United States.
I would be in anywhere in the world. I would probably be in California, but I would be like on the coast somewhere that is not Los Angeles. Like
Yeah,
maybe
that's
even,
my answer,
like
but
maybe
more specific.
San Luis Obispo.
Yes,
Central
yes.
Coast, something like that.
Carmel, San Luis Obispo.
Carmel's so nice. It's almost too nice.
No, it's so perfect.
It's pretty perfect, but like
Yeah.
San Luis Obispo is a town also, and it's beautiful, and I don't know. I like that, and I like that sort of Central Coast, and then you're like.
It's not like
And you can get to, it's like 3.5 hours to LA, you know.
And it's awesome because it's not as like congested
That's right,
as
yeah.
LA. And it's so
way less.
beautiful, and people, like I went to Monterey for a few days during the long weekend, and everyone just seems so happy and relaxed. And I want to be there.
Yeah.
Well,
And I want to be where the
everyone's
action
rich.
is or where the inaction is. Like it looks awesome.
Well, everyone's rich in Monterey.
I
so-
know. I just want to be
And
rich.
they all
like I just.
they're all rich and they all look great.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all they're all running. It's
Yeah, they're
like
all- yeah.
I'm gonna go for a jog. Everyone's jogging or riding their bike and smiling. Everyone's smiling at you.
That's right.
It's
yeah.
so weird.
They're probably not as happy as you think.
No,
they
they're
are.
all happy.
No, I think
They're all happy, and that's where I want to end up in my life.
Yeah, because even if they're not happy, even if they're
See, Craig said that they are happy.
Yeah.
Craig lived there for a while.
You lived in Monterey?
Yeah, I went to school there.
Yeah, Pebble Beach.
What school is there?
CSU Monterey Bay.
Oh, is that right? Yeah.
Go Cal State.
Yeah, they're because even if whatever is plaguing you there, even if you're like even if you have an oxy problem, right? You just look great. You know, you're like you're wasting away. You're paying attention to the Purdue pharmaceutical lawsuit, wondering if you or your family's going to get some money out of that before you move on. But in the meantime, like you got a
You
great,
look great,
you look
right?
great, yeah.
Yeah.
And the Narcotics Anonymous meetings are like just filled with hot people. You know, I think it makes a difference.
Yeah, you go on your date later to the Monterey Aquarium and look
sure.
at some jellyfish. Everything's
Yeah.
great.
That's
Yes.
right. Everything's good.
Yeah.
Even if things aren't good, they're good.
Yeah. I mean, look, I don't know how true that is, but I want to.
Oh,
buy
it's
into
true.
There's more to
fantasy.
life than there's more to life than being hot. I feel like. That's what I hear at least.
Yeah. More to life than being hot.
There is being rich too. So.
Yeah. And it's weird. It's weird how it goes together, isn't it?
Hot and rich.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So
It doesn't
let's-
go together with men.
Hold on. Let's let this marinate.
I mean, it
Okay.
does and
At
it
the
doesn't.
Olive Garden.
Right.
Olive Garden,
Right.
vinegary dressing and all.
Yeah, that's right.
No, I think this is. People are gonna hate me for saying this. I don't care. I'm gonna be honest. I think if you're rich, you have an obligation to look good. You just do. If you don't look good as a rich person, like if you're rich and you go out of your way to look like a homeless person.
Oh, right. Like
I'm
that.
angry at you and
Well,
I'm judging you.
But that's a fetishization of like homeless chic. That's like a problematic kind of social dynamic.
Like you
as
can
opposed
still
to-
wear, if you're a guy, or a woman, you can wear jeans and a t-shirt. But you have to.
You have to look put together.
Right, you have
and
to look
and
put together, right.
here's one other thing. I would human growth hormone the shit out of myself if I was rich. I have fantasies about human growth hormone all day, every day. I would take.
What is that? What would
I would
that
be
do?
open about it too. I'd be like, yeah, bitches, I'm rich. I take human growth
could, like,
hormone. I
you
don't
could
play
run a
baseball.
4-3 at
Fuck
the
off.
Right,
That's what I
totally.
would
That's
do.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it would kill your baseball career. Just so you know.
You'd be
Yeah.
amazing.
I'd look good though. Yeah.
You'd be a slot
Man,
receiver.
rich people, like, they have access to things that we can't even dream of.
It's
You
weird that
have
you
an
went-
obligation to look
Like
good.
you went right past like yacht or third home or private
I don't
plane.
care about yachts.
You went.
Okay,
Yeah.
Neither do
this
I. But
is
you
my-
went. You went right to human growth. You
Right.
went right to
Yep.
steroids.
Yep.
This is my
Yeah.
hot take about yachts. Overrated.
100%.
I would rather have a million homes on a beach, on a lake, on a mountain, on a whatever, than ever have to maintain a freaking floating yacht.
Well, of course, you don't really have to maintain it. But Cenk made a great point. Yeah, I think it was last week.
Yeah.
Oh,
That
I'm
if you
just
want to be
repeating
on a
stuff?
yacht,
No, watch.
if you want to be on if you're that rich and you want to be on a yacht, just rent a
Yes.
yacht when you want to be on a
Yeah.
yacht.
Good job pulling up the B-roll of the yacht.
Right.
We got
you
our
have that-
production team
Right,
on
some
lock.
cocaine. Nice, yeah.
No, Jake was absolutely right about that. I
Right.
think renting the yacht is a good choice.
But people want it to be themselves. They don't.
It's a
Rich people
status
don't want to
thing.
rent things. They want it to be their own bed. Who sleeps on a? Can I
Right,
curse
right.
on this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who sleeps on a f***ing yacht? But people do. I mean,
Yeah.
want
So,
that.
but you made a really good point as well.
I'm sure I did.
Because I used to be, oh God, there were so many good points made that I wanted to comment on, but I didn't get a chance. So
And this is your chance.
This is my chance. Okay, don't let me forget, because I also want to talk about the idea of being married, but having like a separate apartment as like a little getaway on the weekends. I want to talk about that as well. But I want to mention.
By the way,
your
that was
point.
not in the context.
Not sexual.
Right.
It's just like I need.
It's not for. It's literally for space.
Yeah, I need me time.
Yeah,
I need a little solitude.
And
which
both
is the most
parties.
normal thing.
Both parties get to use it.
This is Sex and the City too.
Is that right?
That was the premise.
I don't. No one remembers the premise.
I don't either.
I have too many gay friends.
Yeah.
So you brought up the point about having. I used to think I would want multiple homes, and it's a dream. I want to be like John McCain, have the house in like every state.
It's again a very weird choice.
Yeah, why would you
for
choose
multiple
him?
homes? Like
No,
you
I
don't.
just remember when.
I mean, like a Kardashian, like a Warren Buffett,
Like a Jeffrey Epstein.
Right, you want to
I
be
know,
a moderately wealthy
Pedophile.
Southwestern
Sorry.
senator. Yeah.
No, his wife is loaded though, and I remember the only reason why I mentioned him is because I remember when he was running,
They
story
made a big
came
deal
up
that he
about,
had 3 homes. Yeah.
I thought he had more than that.
Maybe I don't know.
Maybe I'm mixing.
No,
up with
I think you
Romney.
might be right. Yeah.
John Kerry though, his wife was the Heinz lady,
Yeah,
right?
it's Teresa Heinz. Yeah.
My best friend's mom would only buy Hertz for 2 years.
Oh,
because
that's funny.
to protest.
Yeah.
Pro-
She's a big Republican.
Oh, I was going to say, where did that? Teresa
Sorry,
Heinz.
keep going. So sorry.
Teresa
sorry.
Heinz was married to a Republican, a senator, John Heinz from Pennsylvania, who was killed in a helicopter accident, and then she married a different senator. It's the strange life.
Wow.
Yeah.
So yeah, houses are a giant pain in the ass.
They are.
And I would not have multiple homes. My dream, if I ever get to this point, is to have a home. Like I am very lucky, saved up my entire working career for a down payment on a condo. I hate people. Like I don't want to
comes
deal.
across. Yeah,
I can't stand like the worst part of my day, believe it or not, isn't even like the trolls on social media and stuff. It's getting home from a long day of work and realizing there's someone in the building lobby and I have to talk to them.
Oh yeah. Okay,
I don't want to talk to anybody.
Why do you have to talk to them? Put your
Because-
headphones on. Go. That's what I do.
can't. Well, there have been a few times where I've pretended I'm on the phone and I'm like, I've done that a few times. I know, I'm a terrible person.
I do it all the time.
But it's always something like, oh, can you believe that so-and-so in unit 209 is doing this and that? And it's like, I really don't want to gossip about my neighbors because I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. I don't care what they're doing. One of them was upset because the elevator smelled like weed once. And it's funny because I also smelled the weed and I thought to myself, all right.
Yeah. Whenever I smell weed, my first reaction is, oh, I wish I was smoking weed right now.
Yeah.
And it's become like Pavlin's dog or what do you call
Pavlov's.
it? Jesus. Pavlov's dog where I
You start salivating?
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah.
And I have this fantasy of coming home from work and opening the sliding door to my backyard and telling Charlie, be free. Be free, go
and
out.
then a hawk picks
You know
him
what?
up.
Just get him a.
Don't say that. What a terrible thing to say.
If you get your own house, you can get a dog door, and he can come and go as he pleases.
That's true, but I don't want to do that.
I love
I'm very protective of Charlie. What if a hawk gets him? I gotta be there. I gotta be there to watch
I'm sorry.
him.
Where are you going to live where a hawk is going to get him?
That happened to my aunt, and she lives in Santa Rosa.
Your aunt got taken by a hawk? Jesus.
Her dog.
That is a horrible story. She was
her
a
neighbors-
little lady, was she?
Yeah, she was very
Petite?
small.
Yeah.
Her one of those Harry Potter griffins. Go on, sorry.
I don't even want a big house. I just want a house, like 1,500 square feet.
You'll
has
get a house.
backyard. Will I? I don't know. It's fine, whatever.
You want bigger than 1,500 square feet.
That's what Jake said.
Having lived in 1,500 square feet, our first house that we bought together was 1,500 square feet, and you couldn't watch television in the living room without bothering people anywhere else.
That's funny because Christian and I are always in the same room. Like we never.
Yeah, you've been married less than 5 years.
I know, but it brings me to the point of the solitude and the
right,
apartment
sure.
because Christian is like the most loving, affectionate person I have ever known.
Yeah.
And it's awesome in the like very beginning phases when you're like so in love and it's all you could think about and you're like attached to the hip. But like for him, that like attached to the hip thing is not just in the beginning phases, it's just who he is. And it's not who I am.
Right.
So I do find these moments where I'm like, there's He's done nothing wrong. I just want to be alone.
So short of the getting that little extra apartment, let's just start with a 2,500 square foot house. That's not a mansion.
That's so big.
No, it's not that big.
Why don't you just communicate it with him and say that just like,
no, because then you can go.
I need space.
The key is to be able to go upstairs.
Because I'm such a salty, bitchy person already. Like, he's so, I don't know, I feel bad saying that to him.
No,
but I'm sure it'll be harder to suggest an apartment as a weekend getaway.
Might be.
Okay, so let me just tie this up or wrap this up for the YouTube audience. If you are watching on YouTube, thank you. Podcast audience, we're gonna go on a little longer, but the full version's only available to our members. So become a member, tyt.com/join.
Like what you see? Of course you did, it was old school. So click the subscribe button below and don't forget to ring the bell to never miss another video from the Young Turks.